Hello, howdy. It's Monday, Magic Monday, doing some drafting. Gonna be giving some more uh, quick runs through the Omenpaths paths. See what sort of decks we can come up with in there. I've said one of the downsides I feel on the 4 and 1, 4 and 2 uh, structure of these that you can't really get attached to a deck too much. But it also means we can just try stuff out and just keep rolling. So yeah, gonna do a couple of those. Yeah, yeah. Hope you're having a good Monday. I'm having a pretty good one. It's like fine, good, happening. Just been sort of. Yeah, the fact that we did this last Monday was the last time it feels like forever, but it's some good Spire time. Howdy, howdy, howdy. Is the Final Fantasy Premier Draft still running? Yes, right here. Something for perhaps another time. Looks like it's not going away. You can see like the timer down here that says like this one's disappearing into the ether. Now, the more like both, the more we sit with our through the Omenpath stuff, the more time passes with it and the Spider-Man set, the more I like the concept of it more than the execution. I really do want room for a smaller product. Anyway. Let's see where we can end up. Cactuar running through the mountains. Where will they go? Okay. Alright. Okay. So we talked about this last time in that, like, getting this late meant we couldn't build towards it. Now we can. What does this mean? Number one, fixing. We want fixing. We want the ability to cast spells for 5 colors. You know, things like supportive parents and duels are going to be very good. 2, we want spiders to make use of this immediately. This hands-off pile of keywords to all spiders you control: flying haste, trample, lifelink, you can first strike, meaning that you win every combat and you just attack with everybody and you get all your life back. But we want to have spider to do that. Green is very obviously the color I want to begin in. Green-white, I think, would be the best because green-white has a very heavy amount of spiders. We're also going to be looking heavily for stuff like Serena, these hybrid cards that can work out well for us. I think I actually want these two. I'm going to grab supportive parents as a way to go with this. And now I'm going to try to cut off this color combination in green-white to start. The other card I was thinking of picking up with the Scion of the Earth Spider, other than Supportive Parents, would have been the Gallant Citizen. But green-white is where I want to start, and then we pick up fixing... Oh, hold on. Stitcher's Wings, I think, is way too good to pass. Thinking about it. Yeah. Let's go this route. Okay. So this is a fetch piece for that. Wonder Weaver? Lurking Lizards is also fine. This card gets big quick enough. Carriage is not the one that helps out. These are both white cards at the end of the day. Serena fetches our Stitcher's Wings. Aerialists has flying as long as it has something helping it out. Is a spider. Blue and white are looking pretty reasonable. Thousand Moons isn't great. None of these are super exciting to me. Might just pick the duel as something that... This is even not a great dual direction for this. It looks like green is looking like it's a cut piece. Let's grab that. Yeah. Red is here. I actually want the pastry, I think. Okay. Early enough where we can hopefully pick up more stuff like this. We've got Generous Betty, Zan. Zan actually feels really good. Vibrant Cityscape is pretty necessary for getting this going. But, like, this is the general setup of, like, grabbing the fixing pieces to make this function. I want Spectacular Tactics. I want Generous Betty Ray. Lurking Lizards. Lookout. Those are all fine. I'm forcing the green, even though I feel like green is not as open. I think there's a green-red player. Like, we can pick up... I think white... Ooh. Lenny's a really good payoff for this color combo in the first place. And here's some... Okay. This gives us the spider side of things. That's great. Vine Woven Chariot. Yeah, let's grab these two. Ooh! Ooh! Getting you to play Konus here is really nice because that card's just powerful in and of itself. And we can splash this easy. This is exile a permanent and exile a card in a grave, and when this dies, you get both of those go back to hand. So it's an O-ring, but it also is a recursion piece. Kind of wild at what it does there. Urban Retreat is a good piece of fixing, and Margit is probably just a fine card. Looks like the Ridge is also a pickup because it's like a piece of fixing on what we're doing. Pastry and Lizards. Okay. And then here we get Scour and... I'll take the Spider Sense. Alright, pack 3. Webkeepers, another copy of Zan, which is one of the more important pieces for the deck. Leyline Weaver is also a piece of fixing that is just a good card and a spider. Ramp piece that might be able to get us two things earlier. Fixes green into red, which is also really good. Diligent Webkeepers is a powerful card as well. And I'd like to have one ref on our side. Okay, get the fixing going. Also get the early drops. That's something we have to worry about. I really don't like Scour the City. Vine Chariot, and is this where I pick up a pigeon? I don't have a lot of in web stuff, so the pigeon's not as important. The lizards might be because we actually have a good chunk of like expensive things. I can also pick up the steel web surveyor as a fixing spider. Let's grab one of those. Let's commit to the fixing side of things. Perilous lunge, lurking lizards. Watcher on the road is for each villain. We're not heavy enough into villains for this. This is a lot of bodies, but not really going to work out for us. Darval and then we get back around. None of this really excites me. Okay. I feel like we're a lot more able to support our 5-color nonsense friend here. We'll just have to see like what ends up paying out into that. Looks like the lizards are going to be the card that holds the world for us. Lunge, Chariot, Explorers, Conus, Scions, and land. Steel Web Surveyor. Bargain Spinner. Lizards, one of you, some of the pastries, and then like pastries do draw, they cycle at worst. Margot, Chariot, Wonderweave, more lizards. Lizards have a good amount in here. I think we can get rid of the second mountain. That's not necessary. Let's make that another plains. And then, luckily, we've actually got 2 duels on, so these will help out. I'm gonna play the second swamp is in here because we've got Conus here. This is the O-ring that's also recursion. That's our way of like picking up scions if something bad happens. The only question is the second swamp, if I like maybe want that to be something else. Yeah, let's give it a shot. Alright. So, obviously, we have to draw the card. But I think we've got, like, fine cards around other than that, even outside of, this. We have the Eleni, the, white-green, like, team-making, team-pumping legend. This is fine. Steel Web Surveyor can go grab a blue, and then we can play Wonderweave. Interesting. Alright. Steelweave, help us out. You also are 5? Uh-oh. Are we gonna lose to the bigger? There's no way. Okay, so we want to take action, and we want a blue source. That's going to let us cast Wonderweave Aerialist, which looks like we're doing something normal. If only for a moment. It looks like a normal thing is happening. Of course, the opponent also is looking like something normal is occurring. Alright, let's go grab the Stitcher's Wings. We can jump next turn. Because they've also... The moment this giant craft down, we might want to play this because you can attach it to the 4-4, to the biggie. But you can see here, they also have almost all 5 colors of magic going. Yeah, they have access to all 5 if they get a 6th mana. What is this? Until your each turn, each creature attacks if able. Triple red. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and play Zon after attacking for, with these for 5, I think. Rising Zone. Yeah, they didn't need to run their team into that. Okay, triple red. They can filter. They've got like access. They could just have all 5 the Scion here. You may look at the top card of your library at any time. You may cast spiders and non-creature spells from the top, and also, okay, that's a lot. Well, I'm leaving Stitcher's Wings as a secret in the back. They know about it, obviously, but, like, it's an unknown. So, this combo, by the way, really strong. If you cast a spell from anywhere other than your hand, you get to blast. And then this. Wow, that's going to be really good, huh? And then they get the blast. Okay. So the problem they have is dying to the equipment, right? But yeah, this combo, very strong. It lets them play anything off the top of their library. Yeah. They have Connive to try to fix it if they draw into villains. They don't have all the mana this time. This is just being played as a villain. It is a flying blocker, however. More important than anything else here. And they discard a Lavaborn Goblins. They'll get to cast that from the grave, and they'll get the shock again from... Damn, that's going to be really good. Oh, but they don't have red up. They tap their red. Ah, right, but Ulks can mill. So they can swap. That's a card that you had in reserve? I understand. I'm gonna block with the creature that I think will die. This is actually annoying. I'm gonna block with the creature I think is gonna die. Okay. Well, I've got news. Is this not resolving? You tapped the wrong creatures? You got it, boss. 5 in the air, flying, trample. Whoops! That was so close! Ooh, that was so good for them. Like, countering my hugest threat and also tapping all of my blockers to make their follow-up turn really powerful. This 1/3 has trample. Yeah, and this is... The big thing is that Stitcher's Wings equip is incredibly cheap. 2 for that. What I was going to do after playing Chizok was just equip and a swing in the air, you know. Damn, this... Okay. What's the over-under on actually getting cast the Earth Spider in this set of games? Okay. Y'all figure it out. I'm gonna take a moment to refill a drink, which I should have done before we started. Well, that poll goes. All right, I'm back. All right, it looks like there's faith. Okay. Well, you gotta vote with what you think, because if you think we're not gonna get it in like 4 games or whatever, who can say? I think we get it once. I think we get it once, and I think it sits in our hand stranded off blue. Or red, actually. Off red. Red's the hardest color in this deck to get. We have 2 swamps, 2 blue sources, and 1 red. Obviously, we also have the supportive parents. Moms will help us out. Yeah. So I don't know the colors right now. But we do have... Okay, Gallant Citizen. If I draw a land, untapped land, we can Zan this turn. Alright, we gotta sack this draw card. That probably should have been for the 1/1 counter to draw the card, now that I think about that, but... It's fine. I don't think you should be... Alright. As I said, red is the hardest color for us to get. We'll grab that. Next turn, we can play the Chariot. Go grab another source. This is get extra arms. I'm doing it this way to make them pay... Make it so it, like, other tricks wouldn't beat that. Okay, so we get to go 1, 2... Like this. We're gonna go ahead and pay a green. Go grab an island. Island, Wonder Weave Aerialist. Alright. They might still have a copy of the special or the spectacular move, the kill a 4-power higher thing. I'm gonna force it. If they have the +1/+1 counter, I'd love it to be burnt here. If they're just gonna spend grow extra arms, I'm okay with that. Okay. They're gonna go play Zon as well, go get another green. Let's go ahead and play Lurking Lizards and Margot. Alright, so we're actually able to use this Vinewove Chariot defensively on Zon. Well, not anymore. Put some 1/1 counters on Zon that gets a little bigger than you'd want. Gallant Citizen. We're looking for the black source, obviously. I think we're taking this hit for the moment. The trade doesn't look good. This is crew 2. A green source would also be fine off the top here. Okay. Alright. Hold on. Awkward. How do we want to do this? I think we want most power in play, and that's this. We can work with this a little more in future turns. I want to be able to Scions up with Chizok up. Okay. +2/+2. I can give that to Zon, and then I'd probably just chump. We could also throw the 3/2 and the 3/1 under the bus. Okay. That's, look at top 5, put up to 2 creatures in the hand from that. Let's see if they get off that. I like the tap out at least. Alright, how good are we looking at? Rest on bottom. Looks like they have a choice. Free Strider, so they can jump, and they get First Strike Vigilance. Alright, we don't have a lot of time remaining. I think Margot is going to chump here. Or the Chariot chumps. I could block with Spider Token and Vinewove and get the kill. But I want to keep the Spider Token for the lifelink flying off that, if possible. You have reach. Actually, the lifelink flying won't matter there. Yeah. Let's get most power off the board so that your jump is worse. Okay. Alright, this is dangerous? But I think we need to do it? So take 6 in the air. Oh, wow. Perilous lunge to kill Oris? Would gain us 7 life, put us up to... Vigilance isn't one of the things in here, right? Flying expert. We'll go to 14 and hope they don't have a way to kill us. Right now on board, they've got 9 power. They would need another giant arms plus another trick. Okay. You know... That's pretty good, I guess. They're out of cards. They get to hit us right now for 6. We go to 8. The lurking lizards start saving our lives because they're way too huge to deal with. So we gotta, yeah, because these are gonna start getting really big really fast. That's an incredible draw. Okay. I think I need to play Chisok because I need flying defense and this has reach. This will have reach too, though. No, this doesn't grant reach. It makes a token with reach and can't be blocked by defender. We need to play Chisok. Huge! Alright, top decking opponent. Yep, make a treasure. Top decking opponent oh! Okay. Yeah, okay. Alright, you know? Dude. Not really much you can do about that one. Just get God. Damn. Like, they were dead next turn to the Eleni pump on all these lizards. But too much flying now. You don't reach, do you? No. Well, we did get to cast the Scion of the Earth Spider. We don't have any Mothwing Shrouds, do we? Anyway. Yeah. Bonk! So close. Happy the fight spell worked out. Nah, getting us into the position where we have to force our opponent to top deck like the kill spell or lose is I think where we were going on that. We don't have any. I always want Scout the City to be like the actual like disenchant, but we don't really have that. That's fine. Alright. We have indeed done the thing. Power of Moths. Beam 9000 was in our draft. This is an opponent who was at our table. This is not great, actually. This is fine. You have an instant. Okay. Shock. The card named Shock. How big are you? You're 4/4. Okay. Alright. Pastry. And tap land. So we got our blue. They're looking to move. Do they actually have a mayhem? Are they going to discard like a mono, like a single black? No, we're just getting rid of Kazuo here. Goodbye, Kaz. And then they hold up Shock. Okay. Then we pass. Neither of us are doing anything. They're off black, right? This is an opponent off black. We just have lands, too. Okay, well, that's a thing we can do. They can shock the spider off this, and then, you know. Zan gets to go grab black for Konos. They're gonna shock this. Hello, the card named Shock. Welcome. How you doing? Draw your black source? Draw your black source. Game's on. Alright. We get to play Magic. They get to play Magic. We're on. 5 cards in hand. Ball Convoy. That's a good one. Alright. Let's just go ahead and play Zan as a 5/4. Go grab the black source for Konos. The hope is that they kill Zan so we can pick up Zan and remove Krobel. Krobel. So it has Menace, we can't block. That's fine. We also just have the option of, like, Scions of the Earth Spider off the top. Nil? What are you picking up with Nil? Oh. Kazuo. Sure. Your villains cost 1 less. I can't interact with this. You get to surveil 1. Interesting. Another Zan. can have Zan pick up Zan to Zan to go grab the red, but I actually want to play Conus in order to force our opponent to take other actions. This is more important to me. This forces a kill spell, and it gets that 5/5 off the board. If they attack with nil, we don't block. We just take 2. Because they're holding this, which shocks. We don't want them to be able to shock Kronos. Otherwise, we can just loop Zans, get our red, and be able to play this. Crime Lord, okay. I think then the attack is attack in with Zan and see what happens there. We can also fly Zan in. Wait. Wait a goddamn minute. That's not Leaves play, huh? You got it, boss. So, this is a dies trigger, not a Leaves play. Those cards are gone. This card's nuts. This card is not real. Holy smokes. Anyway, we get to Earth Spider next turn. One mana lookout. Yeah, goddamn, this is just like so dangerous for, you know. Okay, they get to play Desserex. Desserex gets to pick up nothing. Desserex picks up a 3 or less. I'm not killing you. I'm taking 3 because if they're holding the swamp, they could go swamp, Desserex, pick up nil, nil, pick up Scovis. That whole line would be like really powerful, and I'm just not going to let that happen. Anyway, we have lethal. Crunch! Yeah, I had a lot of fun with that one. We got to do the thing. That's beautiful. I don't think this card is fair in any circumstance in Limited. Holy shit. I had kind of mentally written this in my head as O-ring a thing and, like, pick a thing in grave and then they recur on leave. That's not what it does. Like, the fact that it's on death and also, like, more specifically, the big thing about this is that O-ring and, like, Fiend Hunter and such... Hi, I'm covering the text a little bit, but you get the picture. O-ring and such put the card in play again, whereas this card puts them in hand because it's a recursive piece. Angel of Serenity was a mythic rare in our Return to Ravnica block. And it did this to 3 cards as a 5/6 for 7, and it was one of the most buster things you could play. This is on 5, and it has trick. Good. Oh. This is a set where enemy colors don't exist. I would splash this in any deck. Like, that contains one of them, I think. Like, it's too expensive to be, like, a constructed all-star in that way. But, holy moly. Yeah, works within web. Like, okay. This hand looks awful. But with the power of Steel Web Surveyor, it actually whips. Oh, even better. We get to grab the another off color instead. What did I say? Red was the hardest to get? Let's grab red then off it. Also, red hides our splash. It makes it look like a Miles Morales splash or a Gruul splash instead. Hello. I don't think I want to do this. All it does is let us cast Rouse the Swarm early, and I'd rather cast that later. Let's make them start it. And then, in web, pick it up. Steel Web Surveyor. We're going to go ahead and grab a blue source off this one on the cut island here. And then we can Vine Wove Chariot for the last one. We're not going to be able to use the Cheering Crowd to get this for free. But, like, we are going to be able to use the Cheering Crowd to kill our opponent, like, in a way that they're not ready for. Like, they are not prepared for the death that awaits them around the corner. I will again pass because it doesn't assist us to do this yet. I think. If I put it on here, I would get 2 colorless. That would let me play Vine Woven Chariot. I could use that to grab the... Anyway. It's a free counter for them. Like, if I put a counter on it, like, that makes it a 5/5 for them. I don't want to put counters on it, like, if I'm not using the mana. It puts it on literally this card. So, all of a sudden, there's a 5/5 instead of a 4/4. What are we fighting against? They've got 7, 8 mana? No, 7 mana. Depends on how many times I untap Leyline Weaver here, actually. This one taps on 4 or biggers. Yeah, no. Cheering Crowd has a drawback. Okay. So this is, if you've played 2 creatures, draw a card, gain 2 life. That was all their white mana. Cheering Crowd's very powerful. It has a drawback, but it's a very powerful card. I would block with the Chariot and Darval on that. Okay, they get their card and 2 life. I will pass on the mana here because we're just playing Scion and getting in. If they have removal for Scion, this is going to be pretty bad. Do I want to... I don't know if I want to delay it any longer, right? Like, do we want to try and get a kill out of it? Let's rouse the swarm with Scion do. That's Darval for 4, Streetweb for 3, Rouse for 3. That's not going to be a kill. We're just going to do it. Shock? If you're holding up shock, that's pretty good, I suppose. Alright. So I think the card you're holding then is extra arms. Do I just not put the Earth Spider into combat then, if that's the case? Because you have, like, they have priority with single green or single red up. This is awkward to do this way, but I think correct. Because this is a 5/5, not a 6/6. Next turn, the pastry can make it a 6/6, and Swarm will make it a 7/7, so that'll be okay. But right now, because they have priority, we have to listen to that. And they have priority on red or green, and the cards that could be are the card named Shock, or Extra Arms, which is +4/+4, targeting a spider for green. I think they're going to take it and kill one of ours. If we burn it, I'm happy with that. Okay, we saved. Okay, obviously we lose Darval. The worst position we could be in is if they have a kill spell for Scions. If Earth Spider falls here, I think we lose, like, just flat. I don't think we can beat Cheering Crowd, plus all the mana it's making. This is 5 mana. Like, a fight spell is probably their best position here. Chisok fights Scions. We gain 5, but we lose the position. Uh-huh. Yeah, uh-huh. Yep. Yep, and then? I can't not say it, you know? Alright, so what we want to draw here is Konus. Konus targeting Chisok, targeting, yeah, Konus. Oh, wow, they even have 2 creatures to be able to sock. By the way, just have to note, this was a 6-drop, a 3-drop, and a 1-drop off of 3 lands. If you were ever doubting the power of these cards, they made 10 mana. I know this had a pretty poor showing the first time around against that X-Spell opponent, but, like, it's a wildly strong card. Because right now it's a 7/7 for 2 that makes 5 mana, and it has no drawback because we can't use the mana. Yeah, I think it's Konos or bust. Konos on Chisok, Konos on Scion, and then we move from there. They have their draw engine, which is also, like, online here, getting Sarn to double up. Oh, boy. So we're dead as super hell. Anyway, that's a 16/16 Shisak. Normal. Give it a lifelink. Can't. It's not modified. That's not actually a modified creature. Yeah. Yeah. So this is just lethal, right? $16.24. Here. 16.22. 22. All right. Gotcha. Easy. We found the line. And just give me my Expel Wrath of God. Okay, well, that's a land. Alright, I think we're dead. I have a thought, and the thought is, we're probably dead. Minus 31, but it was close, though. Two in, two. That's fine. We got to do the thing, like, multiple times. And also, realize how stupid this card is in a lot of ways. Time. Yeah? Okay. Thanks. Sure. It's Fleam. Alright. Well? I guess we just make it happen again. See what the Cactuar rolls today. Konos. I knew Scions was silly. Anyway, I knew Kodos was silly too. I played with Angel of Serenity. You ever played with Angel of Serenity? Ooh, I level Lenny. This card's wildly good. Drunith. When you cast a creature spell with mana value equal to Drunith's power, copy it, except the copy isn't legendary. Hello, could we... Could we do this? Reviver of the Hive. Drunith here is copying slivers. Drunith is cheap enough to be something that I would believe is real, you know? This seems interesting enough to me. It also puts us in, like, a fun position where we get to, like, build 3 colors base green. And, like, there are a lot of cards that would work really nicely with Drunith. The Gallant hero and, like, being able to copy that would be huge. Yeah, this is good. This is a good start direction. We've got Robotic Mastery. I remember this card being a beatdown and a half. I'm going to take the Spectacular Tactics. Every time I see this card, I think it's the best card. Robotics Mastery is make 2/1/1 flyers, +2/+2, enchant. Enchanting is +2/+2. It's expensive, though. I could just take Rouse the Swarm and try to, like, pick green off. Spectacular Tactics is a card that's playable if it was one or the other of the cards under most circumstances. Like, maybe not, like, directly. You might want it on 1 mana for like 1 mana was what you would pay for this effect on the front side. And, like, sometimes you pay 1.5 for the other. Druneth demands you have a curve. Well, Murata casts artifacts. I don't care about Murata. Crime scene investigator, and wow, we're being told to fuck off. That's tragic. How do we deal with this? Like, that's pretty big. I'm gonna take... Okay, oh, okay. I thought it was gonna be worse. That's fine. My heart was frozen for a moment there. Pinnacle Team, Wonderweave, a Chisok. I do want 1 copy of Chisok in the deck. Druneth is Druneth's power matching. Alright. Creature spell with mana value equal to Druneth's power. We need 1 drops is the piece that's like the missing bit there. So, or we need to pump Druneth so that Druneth like skips with like Mob Lookout. So like we want a Pigeon or things like that. Giant Craft, Moth Shroud, Sarn. Those are both really good positions to be in. Like we want Pigeons, we want a curve. That's like what Druneth is asking for, is play a 1-drop, play a 2-drop, play a 3-drop. Okay. And there's a Pigeon. Do I think I want this over the, Mothwing Shroud 2. If we can get away with it, I'd like to not play the blue, but we'll see. This card feels really good. Like, late game bit. Temple Trap is also a card I'm not playing. I'm probably not playing Robotics Mastery or Lookout. Even if I'm in blue, I don't think the Lookout makes it. Okay. Druneth is also, yeah, human scientist villain. If you've played against the Sliver... Ooh. Moth Shroud and Gallant Citizen? Wow, this is a lot of cards for us. Pretty happy about all of these. Serena is grabbing an Aura, which could be Robotics Mastery. I want Gallant Citizen more than I think I want that, and I want Mothwing Shroud a lot. Mothwing Shroud is quite good to have. Pigeon is great here with a Lenny, and I think Sarn is also, yeah, Sarn is also. Diligent Web Keepers and another Pigeon? Okay. Another Pigeon is really nice. Now I just want something to pick up, like I want a couple more in-web cards to make this function, so that we're able to pick up the Pigeons to, like, restart. 3s I don't think are going to be super hard to find. We don't have any right now, but, like, I hope that pack 3, we'll have to keep that in mind for pack 3. We're looking for, like, Darval. We're looking for, Bombs Are Tough. We're looking for, well, I'll just take Opulent Valet, and, like, if we have to play it, we have to play it, you know? Alright, pack 3. Hey, here's a 3. Betty Ray. Okay. Braco, we're not splashing that direction. Gallant Citizen? I'd like one more piece of fixing, too. If we have to play the Tree Trolley, I will. But Betty Ray here, hands off 1/1 counter. Yeah, there's also something that's fine to pick up too, like this little 1/1 that makes a 1/1. It is a flyer. Gallant Citizen is like the filler thing that I'm really happy to be like picking up if possible, but just like playing and having bodies is really good for Eleni. Hello! Hello! Shrink the Will is target creature gains indestructible, and whenever it's dealt damage, fuck it up. It also has one of the best arts. Fitting is just no parried. We're absolutely picking up Tarantusk. Pumps everything. Spiders, boars, bears, spiders, boars, bats, bears, birds, cats, dogs, frogs, shackles, mice, lizards, otters, rabbits, raccoons, rats, squirrels, turtles, and wolves you control. +1/+1. Basil here would also be fine, but and obviously Spectacular Tactics would be cool, but I want to pick up the cool, funny thing, like, that's like, you go to a combat and you just, like, win. I think it's more interesting to play that. Lurking Lizards and Slee, who has the bat there. I'm for that. Pigeon and might be the Steel Wet. Sarn 2 is pretty nice. I don't know. Bloomborough Moment 37 is something I'm actually quite interested to see how it plays out, but I'm gonna pick the Sarn instead of the bit there. Crime and that. Data Scrubber and Carriage. Lively Leap and Plants. Okay. The Splasher Druneth is going to be a little bit awkward, but, like, Druneth feels powerful enough to be able to do that. And, like, because we don't have a copy of, like, Zahn, and, like, we want to get Druneth down early, so I'm going to be doing a little bit higher on the mana than I usually would. We're getting Pigeons in there, Generous Betty, Silk, Crime Scenes, Vinewoven Chariot, Rouse the Swarm, University Campus, and then Eleni, Citizens, Webkeepers, and I think Opulent Valet. What are our threes? Our threes are Generous. I think I want the Valet. And think about treats. Might cut down to 1 to 2 Pigeon instead of 3 Pigeon. It is a bird, so, you know, we do get the bump there. Drop down on 1 on the Crime Scene. Oh, the Crime Scene picks up really nicely, too. This seems fine. I'd like to fit in the trolley, if we could. We have enough 2s, because we've got 2 Gallant Citizens, Cluster, Trance, and you. You only copy creature spells, right? Yeah, creature spells. Okay. We also can sidestep this with, like, Pump on Druneth. If I use Spectacular Tactics for the 1/1 counter, we get to skip a step. I can also, like, Principled Referee to skip a step, or something like that. Like, we have a couple ways. Webkeepers can do it, too. We'll go with this. We'll see how it plays. 3, 4, 5 pieces of fixing for her. I feel like I want 1 more piece. I don't know if the Treat Trolley's good enough. Might be the second Sarn. Alright, we're going full Pigeons. This should be fine. Mega Man! Uh-oh. Now I've got your power. Yeah. I just get to play Druneth on 2? Sweet. I'm in. Like, we don't immediately have a way to use Druneth, but if we draw a Pigeon, it's Pigeon, copy, Pigeon, pump, so... The threat is here. Sure. Let's go... Vine-woven chariot kicked. I'm gonna grab planes. So if we draw one, we're in, like, the best position ever. No blocks. You get 2 in web. If I could activate this, I would. But you get to go land Zan or whatever. No! Oh, no! That missed land drop? Uh-oh. Oh, we gotta move at you now. Well... This does not say once per turn. Yeah. Alright, congratulations. We styled over Mega Man. This deck has already won. I don't need to do anything else for this deck. We got to do literally the thing, the direct line I wanted of Pigeons and then Citizens, and that it's copying a 3. Anyway. We're attacking for 6 here, like, yeah. The sliver pigeon and the sliver person. The gallant sliver. Bump. 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 I said gallant, sorry. Like, there's nothing I can do because we're sitting here waiting. I can't, like, click on anything to stop myself. Ba-da-doom, ba-da-doom, ba-da-doom. We had so many citizens. Are we, do I need to restart the client? Okay. Yeah? And then we're good? Sometimes hiccups happen. You know how it is. Alright. We still haven't attacked with 30 creatures or played 40 lands. Alright. Back in action. Maybe? Okay. 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 Keep thinking about like 3 years down the road when we finally get the Gundam Universes Beyond. That is every blue source in the deck. You know what? Sure. I'm gonna believe. We can't draw. I'm gonna play the pigeon because I'm not gonna hold on the pigeon. See, I don't believe that them having their own game is any reason for a Universes Beyond thing to not happen. Like, Spider-Man has multiple card games, physical and digital, you know? Like... More pigeons. So, Final Fantasy had a full card game. I saw a spoiler for it today. I think it depends on who the licensor and licensee is, right? Like, that's the more issue. What are we doing? Well, you know, food and birds. Okay. I was a little worried there. So I have Spectacular Tactics to keep Tarantusk alive, which is what I'm going to do. If they go for a kill spell on Tarantusk, we're just saving it. We also can Strength of Will for an indestructible trick as well. I have multiple tricks, and we're just going to fly over and kill them. That's the game plan. I don't really care about anything else. No, thank you. So I don't want to attack in. This thing kills spiders, and this thing is a spider. It's Death Touch for spider. Indestructible would sidestep it, but I'd rather save the Indestructible for a trick against, like, another burn spell. I would have burned it there, but I didn't have green up because I only had one green source to be able to play at that turn. If they go for a second Death Flame Burst, gone, right? We just, like, we pump +4/+4, Mothwing Shroud their blocker, and move in. Like, that's the end of the game. So, if they have nothing, we just keep flying. Like, nothing changes. So, I will take 2. Thank you very much. Wrath, huh? This thing can make some 1/1s that are tapped, but it's very expensive. We get a bunch of food. The big thing is that this is an anthem for our team, and everything we draw should be very strong with Tarantusk. Like, no matter what, like, other than land, but, like, land lets us do some more, campusing. So, might have wanted to hold that for... Is there... I don't think there's a Virus Beetle or a Relentless or a Ravenous Rats or anything like this in that set, are there? Is there? Marlboro... Am I gonna get... What, I'm trying to think if I'm gonna get got by that in some way. I don't know. Alright. Opponent creature... So if they have a kill spell, they get to ping us. Okay. Yep. So now we're running out of... We're running on fumes a little bit. Sarn is good. I think I'm going to take Sarn, and then I'm going to try and find a drop to play with Sarn. So I think I'm going to not play Sarn here, and we're just going to pass. This is a little awkward, but, like, I think that if we're going to win this, I need a little bit more of an advantage against, like, 3 cards plus this recursion. I don't think we win from the position we're in. Wrath of God did actually, like, 3 for 1 against us, even though I was able to save Tarantusk. Wrath was Pigeon plus Strength of Will out of us. So, like, that is a pretty good... Ooh, they get a Lava Goblin at us. Okay. Alright, their clock is very quick. If I don't find a small thing, we can just O-ring the goblins and gain some life. Let's take the hit. I can't pick up Generous Betty Ray. We gotta do better than that. Okay, well, the play here then is Moth Shroud. Get rid of your goblins. And just play Sarn, I think. Again, I could wait, try to get one more turn using my food here. Let's try it. I think I need to be just a little greedy to get out of this. Tiny bit. Tapped land. Tethix. Okay, Tethix is pretty big. Alright, I want to show of hands. I want a question for y'all. With cards in this set. You know this card's legendary? This 4/5 just you know. Did you know that one? I did not make the mistake of thinking it was not legendary, but, okay, okay. No, because the slime covered the word legendary. Well, you know. That wasn't the question, but sure. So if they discard a card here, that's fine. Like, I'm not blocking with this, I'm blocking with the Vine-Woven Chariot. They get this for cheap, though. And they get to start pushing pretty hard. Damn, okay. Out of hand. Everything's on the board, but now we need to, like, turn a corner. Okay. I need to draw Gallant, I think, is the biggest thing. We need 2 creatures coming into play here. And I can't afford to use this before. Principled Ref, does that do it? It does. Oh my god, you... The Ref. Yeah? Do we want the pigeon or do we want the... You're a spider, right? Yeah. I think we want Tarantusk. It makes Sarn big enough to block the 4/3. And we get a food, too. Nice. Alright. No attacks. Let's gain some life, draw a card. That's a creature. Okay, alright. We're turning corners. Yeah. Oh, this feels good. I've thought about moving Slyo to the right-hand side instead of the left-hand side because cards appear here, and that is a bit of an annoyance. That would have let me put my minion down, and then, but it would, like, cover our opponent's minion. I think that might be fine. I think I'm okay with that. It's something I've been thinking about for a little while because of, as you said, like, there's a slime covering the word legendary, but... Alright, we're taking this hit. annoying, but, like, we don't have good blocks on this thing at all. So if we draw any creature, Sarn is going to go ahead and gain us again another huge amount. We need to draw another creature, though, so that Sarn can draw us more cards. Perfect in every way, deck. Couldn't have drawn it up better myself. And I stacked the whole deck. Alright, well... I don't think we have attacks here. But we do get our draw and we get our gain of life. And now we've got we've got bodies for days. Ooh, I think, did they draw null? Nil? I would say null, but it's nil. That'll be okay. I'm so happy that, like, this setup with Sarn is working. Also, we have multiple anthems on the board. Yeah, because, like, if I... Hold on, we gotta... I think we're okay with this outcome. We can block this, but I'm okay taking a little bit of damage. Maybe we draw another Sarn and we can trade. That'd be a nice... So I get to start using the University Campus next turn. I think I'm gonna not use it upkeep, even though I could, just to try to keep it at end step. We're playing lands so that we can, yeah. So, like, this is... I think I will trade Sarn for that Tethix. I'm not happy about it, but we're not drawing 2 creatures anytime soon now. And, like, yeah, they get the +2/+2 Death Touch off it, but... Like, we need to stop bleeding off it. First things first, let's check the campus. No, thank you. We can put a stop on upkeep now. So there's the trade. They get the rebuy on it. Alright. Slyo's gonna go on an adventure. Prison Break! Pick it up with a +1/+1 counter. Blue? Oh no, do you actually have a... Alright, hold on. Slyo's gotta stop. No, thank you. We'll pass. Not great. Don't like... Alright. Slyo's gonna continue. I don't want to move Slyo on the vertical, so Slyo's going to take just a little trip across the red zone here. It's like, you know the little rat? Oh, that's the blue. Okay. Yeah, the theme of an epic duck going across a small gap. Little duck. Alright. Slyo's made it. Transform. I'm over here now. You know the... Of course I know the... Everyone knows the Chandelar rat. So they have used their own asylum. I'm gonna chump this. We're gonna put off the choice for a turn. That's big enough. Okay. All right. Here's the plan. We have an 8-8. Yeah, I'm gonna hide over here now. And that way the cards are here and not covered. I'm willing to trade the ref in the 4-3 for Tethix again. I'm worried about our position on this board. Oh, that makes it a lot worse, actually. Is there a way we can kill them? They're at 9. Okay. How long can I afford to chump Tethix? No attacks. Okay. That's great. I cover the stack now? Oh god, there's not a good spot ever, is there? Well, that's a good draw, I think. God, like, I can't quite trample for it. So our way we can win is we have a Elena, that has the team pump. I think that's our win con in the long term. Diligent Webkeepers. 12 cards in deck. We're that much deeper than our opponent? How many lands are we left with? I guess we're surveilling all the time. So 4, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There are 3 lands left in the 12. Okay. We're going to do this as a little test, having the Slyo over there. I appreciate folks knowing if you like or dislike the Slyo in places. I like the Slyo. Vpris drew it for me, and I'm very happy with it. Surveil the top? That's not great. We've already used our Bloomborough 37. Okay. Are you gonna all out at me? I don't think you win if you do that. I think I kill you. Nope, no thank you. That's the card we wanted to draw. The pump on here is not once per turn. Okay. I don't think there's a way I can get the in web, like, bouncing the ref or something like that. That'd be the perfect thing, is if I could bounce the ref. Chisok dies if Chisok attacks. We're just gonna play. I'm not gonna try and... Alright. Hello. So right now, Chisok is the only trampler on the board, but, like, the threat is pretty goddamn huge. It gives Vigilance, too, which is the big thing. So... Okay, Connive. Played a villain. Discarding another copy of itself. That's tragic, actually. That's not gonna... I'm so sorry. That doesn't... It technically will connive, so, like, you can keep going. And it will get Scorvus going? Okay, that's actually fine. You know what? That works. Discarding... Caldea Brawlers, playing Merciless Enforcer to give us a clock. Okay. Everything is on the table. They get another Connive. I'm not going to upkeep the land anymore here because I want all the mana. We've got 12 in play, which is 2 activations plus a 2-drop. The prefer... I'm just gonna push and let God sort it out here. They've got Death Touchers, but we've got so much going here. This is also a multiple activation and not sorcery speed, so they could just make bad decisions and die. I think we lose a lot of our board here, but I don't think we can wait anymore, is the problem. The Merciless Enforcer actually makes this a bit of a harder clock, and I don't think there's anything that we get from waiting, especially with Sarn here as our draw. Sarn is just a 3/4 no text, 5/6 no text. You know how it'd be. Sarn's big, but you know. Yeah, they also just have to block everything. I think they can't afford to let anything through because of the trample from Chisok. Chisok tramples for 5, which will be 7 on 1 more pump. So any creature connecting is the end of the game. They're losing almost their entire board for this, I think. I think that's worth it. There's an argument to be made for using Sarn before combat, because we get a 1/1 out of it, but like... Well, hello, Activation 2, the sequel to Activation. So they kept Merciless Enforcers out of combat. 8/8 beats these. Okay, I think we might be the one advantaged right now. Just a theory. Okay. So they can either put +2/+2 counters on Merciless Enforcers. Yep. So that's gonna have a 4 power life linker. Death Toucher. I don't think they can attack though, because they trade with Referee. It loses Death Touch. That's only a temporary Death Touch. I learned that also. We're gonna go ahead and still surveil. Sure, that's a second creature. I'll keep that on top. Okay, well, I think we're going to combat. So this is an obvious trade. And they have to do some blocking to not be dying. They lose +1/+1, but like, then we get to go, in web, pick up the ref. Boggled! That's Tarantus music! Thanks, ref. Your principles are appreciated. Your commitment to the spider boar. Yeah, that was... Lenny and Chisok specifically both really saved that. The thing about us having Tarantusk plus Rouse is like full multi-anthems for the board. Okay, so we got to have the game where the deck blows up, parentheses, good, doing its thing early. And then we got to have the grind game where, like, we just advantage our way out with Sarn, and go from there. It's very funny. All of my, like, interactions playing with this set have been on Arena. I didn't play it at pre-release. Agent 17, 30 away. Born in the year 1917. I'll keep this. This looks fine. Double white means we can Gallant Citizen and we're holding a bunch of very good white cards. Crime scene. Ooh, if we can get the green, we get to look really strong. That's fine. We have a lot of things to do. I can, like, put a counter on Gallant. They're gonna end web here, which sucks, but I can't stop it. If it's pick up the... like, luckily... Oh, no, it's just Margaret. Okay. That means I can attack. This can't fix. Help. So I can attack. I can't play Sarn, but I can play Generous Betty. And then... we can lifelink on future turns. We can't block Margot. Margot's unblockable, which is a big threat. If the threat gets too big, we have tactics, but the hope is, like, maybe we're able to gain life and play Sarn back. Pigeon. So they want the crime scene instructor to die. Move over there. How do we want to go about this? Am I passing? Am I playing a pigeon in passing? I'm playing a pigeon in passing, I think. I don't think I'm doing anything here. They left Margot back. We're playing a pigeon in passing. The idea is the pigeon will let us Sarn easier. And this lets us leave up Spectac. Spectac. Alright, what do you got? Counterspell? Like, are you holding Drix? Actually, you could be holding anything. This is any color. So, like... we're ready for something big. We're ready for something bombastic. Alright, let's just get in with Pigeon. Okay. And then we Sarn. So the cool thing if Sarn resolves is that the CSI plus Pigeon. This is just CSI. It's very funny. This is... wow, pass on 5. What do you have? Are you off? You can't be off color. It's impossible. Oh, you just... it's not worth it to spend on what we're playing. I understand. And I dropped my Spectac. Green. Okay. What's the move with green, then? We gotta think. What's the move with green? I'd love to play a Lenny, but, like... I worry that without the 5th land, a Lenny is gonna die, and I'd like to leave up Spectac to save her. I'm gonna go... Pigeon? And I'm gonna go Vine-Woven Chariot to ensure a land for next turn. This is so that we can pick up the Pigeon, play a Lenny, and leave up Spectac. That's the line. Our opponent's playing very defensively, very, like, waiting, and, like, it makes me think they're holding multiple pieces of just... well, that's a creature I need to kill. The problem is that means Margot is now a 2/2 that draws 2 cards? Oh, no. Uh-oh. That's bad. Yep, when a modified creature deals damage, draw a card. And then when a modified creature deals damage, draw a card. Yep, I understand. Land for turn, off color. Interesting. Alright. I think we're dropping shields on Eleni to kill Kumanosu here. Which sucks, but like... I don't know how we... deal with... We have problems, okay? That's what I'm... Do I sorcery the tactics to kill Komanosu so that they can't spectacular tactics to save Komanosu? I think I have to. I don't know if I can win the game if they're on draw 2 every turn. We're dead in 3 anyway, so like maybe that doesn't matter. But like if they're just drawing a million cards, like we're not winning in those scenarios. We can try to like gain life for a while off of the food. Eleni gives us bodies and then we can overrun is the long-term plan here. So that's my plan. That's my long-term plan is Eleni overrun with a million bodies and food to keep us stable. Do you have a pump spell? Oh, can you kill me? Please. Ooh, what sort of pump spell? Do you have a pump on black? You have any color off of the goodie here, right? So like you can do whatever you want. Blue and 1. What is this? Target creature connives. All right. Yeah. That's a combat trick. Discard your gallant citizenry. Okay. So that's 6 in. Yep. Do you have a kill spell for Eleni? You have a bounce spell for Eleni. That's annoying. Okay. That's pretty bad, actually. Okay. What's the line? Okay. So if I kill the crime scene instructor, this becomes a lethal threat. I can play Eleni, play 2 pigeons. Hope they don't avoid a pump, and then, like, have Eleni go for a kill on the follow-up turn. I think I have to do that, actually. I think we have to assume they don't have a way to kill us. We play Eleni, we play a couple pigeons, then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 creatures, and then on our follow-up turn, like, we draw land, I play Tarantusk, and overrun. That's the line. It's the best I've got. I can come up with some pretty good lines, I think. We just have to... We have to do some hoping. If they have a spectacular tactics, they can use it to kill us by just giving a counter. This drops my food, but I need to make the 4 bodies for the overrun to kill. I could attack with Generous Betty Ray and give this lifelink, but that doesn't do anything because this would add a counter and we'd be in the same position with less bodies. So, just don't have anything. It's just don't have anything. If they had spectacular tactics, we would be dead. So if they have that, it's pretty bad for us. If they don't have it, we could maybe get around this. I have bad news. I think we did what we needed to to try and beat that. We could have, like, the problem is, like, if I tried to save our spectacular tactics to kill that, we had to wait till it was 4 power. I don't think they'd make that play. Like, we have to be tapped out for them to use that as a pump spell to kill us, right? There's no world where they, like, do that in the clear, as it were. Who do I want to re-enable as our buddy? Like a Chocobo? Put a Chocobo there. Okay. Okay. I'm going to make a play that is trying really hard to get high rolling value out of the Druneth. We're not playing the Pigeon. Okay, that's fine. Here we can play the Pigeon. We play the Pigeon on 2, we pick up the Pigeon on 3. This was in case we drew blue, we could do that. And then we'd be able to play 1-2. But here, we get to instead combat and play Eleni. Eleni has the perfect creature stat line, 3/5. Oh, God. I don't think I can block this. I think I have to let this through. The problem is they're going for the Zan, right? I'm not willing to risk it. Oh, grab their own blue. Fate Weaver. Okay, we can't attack into that. Well, how do we want to go about this? Do I want to cast the Pigeon? Probably. I think I just don't bother trying to do Druneth here. I'm not going to pump Eleni so that Eleni is small enough to not get hit by the removal spell. We also have a bunch of birds anyway, so... So Eleni here has a pump next turn, and that's huge. We also just have, like... I'm gonna take that. No blocks. Okay. Darval, pick up. Pick up the phone. Crunch? I'm pretty happy with all trades available here. And also, if they have the +4/+4, that's great. We get them to spend it. Interesting. Okay. I'm happy with this outcome. Sudden Strike. Oh, okay. So you've got just, so this gets your search. What are you grabbing? What good, what's your, do you have your own, like, Eleni? Yeah, you got your own Eleni, okay. I don't like this. I still think that last card is the pickup. There's the +3 plus +1/+4. Might be the wrong read, but like. Anyway. I'd rather just have a wide board. Because we can overrun first. I think I force you to burn it. I need this out of your damn hand if it's real. I can't. I don't have enough, like. Oh my god, is this it? Uh-huh. And then? +4/+4? That's 9? But that's not enough. That's what I played around. Obviously, you get to, like... But you can't play anything anymore. You get to kill most of my board, but we have better rebuilding than you, I think. Because, yeah, this is Never Forget, but we have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So... I'm gonna hold the pigeon for one turn. Getting Druneth going would be really solid if we could do that. Principled Ref. What do you just plus? Yeah. Ref in. And then I'm so sorry, but we do have it. The ref... TKO. Wow, they're grabbing all the lands in the world, but they can't beat the power, the principles of this referee. This referee fights as fair as we can. So they can't block the ref. They can't block the ref. I'm just gonna play the valet and leave up the food. They couldn't block the ref. That was I'm really happy about, like, calling this and then being able to, like, navigate against it. I think our opponent didn't realize that our full block was going to kill when they went in. I think they were just, like, doing that because then they could be like, a Lenny, play a body, bounce, play a Lenny. Like, they could do some wild stuff afterwards with getting a bunch of Lenny triggers and replaying a Lenny. But I don't think they did the math on a full block from us killing it. Yeah, right. Spider beats fish. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't think this is capable. Prince Leo's 3D. This is just not capable on the colors and also the curve. 6, 5, 4, 4, Pigeon unplayable. We're out. Awkward but capable. I'm okay with this. Yeah, let's throw a forest back. We end up with double white a lot more often because of things like Pigeon, so... Okay. We can Vine Weave on 3 to go get our blue. I think that's better. I think getting this down is more important. So let's go grab our blue with our very cool... I am still using the Jinteki Bonsai one. So Opulent Valet matches up against this pretty well. Merciless Enforcer just being a piker. Principal's Ref doesn't have anything to pick up, but... Ooh, okay, well... Opulent Valet matches up... Oh, wow, what a turn. Damn, Wekdu. Okay. Okay, we are going to play the Pigeon out here because the ref can pick up the Pigeon if we do end up seeing our scientist. We can get around that. This is like threatening the board a little better, I think. And like the ref also pumping. Vex bots, okay, Vex bots are pretty good. These things pump really quick. Good flyer. And they've, oh boy, they're gonna be out of control quick with that too. I will trade our vehicle with the Merciless Enforcer. And they're gonna make their flyer big enough to get out of our double block range. I think I'm gonna O-ring the Vex bot. Damn. And they discarded a usable. Wow, they are like 2 for 2 now on conniving cards that are like really powerful for them. Being able to play the Wekdu, being able to play. Ooh, okay. I was gonna play Mothwing Shroud, but I think this is better. It gets us a powerful reach creature. And in combination, that can pull back their offense. Peel it back a little bit. That'd be okay. Shroud is probably going to happen on those Vex bots just because they're going to get out of control soon. They can use this for a +1/+1 counter and flying for a turn. +1/+1 counter, not for a turn, flying for a turn. Okay, oh god. That wants to be my O-ring target? This is really good, though. I think I'm gonna go ahead with that as the O-ring target. Okay. I think we can push. They have a high life total I need to start working down. And, like, right now, Pigeon plus Valet can block the 3-3, and then Principal Ref can pick the Pigeon back up, and, like, we can pick back up from there. We have a food. The Pigeon will give us another food, so our life total's higher than it looks. We just need to start pushing at them, especially with, like, how many cards they still have. I need to, like, shift. Ooh, 2 of them. Uh-oh. That's pretty bad. That's a lot of... Thank goodness for all the reach we have, but that's starting to be long-term problems. And another flyer. Oh my god, we are... Okay, well... Crunch! Big. Alright. Bring it in. Alright, okay, we're doing what we can. We're trying. We got so much reach. We got so much flying. They got so much flying. Whole game's happening in the air. The ref's making sure it's a fair fight. I believe in this ref. Ooh, okay. Ozor gets some more counters. It taps them out, but it, like, that is... Okay. I think Web Keepers gets to go in here and see what they trade. That means I want to play you first to just see what we're drawing. Okay. I kind of want to hold the ref to pick the Pigeon back up still. I'm not super convinced that, like, I'm convinced we're gonna need something to turn the corner. So, lookout down. This is tough. This is so tough. Okay, 6th land, 2 cards in hand. They can jump a creature and put a 1/1 counter on it. 2 cards. This becomes an 8/8 on full, and it's just untargetable. We're just going to be chumping that with, like, Gallant Citizen for a while. They could jump it, and that would make us do, like, a bigger chump. I'm not going to do full blocks on that, because the ground could deal with that for a while. This is one of our ways we get to pressure, is this 6/5. It's just big enough so that they can't block with anything, effectively. So, like, we can still get things moving in a good direction, I think. Okay, we burned the Aurala. So that's going to jump. They are jumping. Everybody jump! Just in for 5? I assume this is just in for 5. If that's the case, I might actually block and kill here and then use the... Okay. Mill. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and make blocks here, assuming we can get some best case stuff going. So, we're gonna try and kill this Vexed Bots, we're gonna try and kill Wekdu, and we're gonna jump here. I'm gonna take the rest? Oh, this is... I'm playing with fire, aren't I? This is playing with fire, but I think if we're winning this, we have to. I'm sure they have a trick, but we have a food on the table, and when the pigeon dies, we'll get a second food. So this right now goes to 1. Snatch back. Oh, wow. Oof. Okay. Into the Royals pretty bad here. I think that could have been worse for us, though. Not that it was particularly good. But I think it could have been worse. Okay. Nearly everything on the ground can attack. We get to hit them for half their life total. We're gonna play principled referee and then go ahead and get the pigeon back and play the pigeon. I don't think I can't get Sarn down and well. We could try and get Sarn and get a card out of Sarn. I don't know that that's doable. Attack for Afterlife total. Seven. 8. And the pigeon gets back up. Okay, 3 cards in hand. 2 more cards and they get this to a 9/9. The Abyss, or a blocking Abyss. They're at 12 now? Which is a realistic life total for us to kill from at this point. Like, on 12, looking on this board, we actually can get there. If they're on, like, if they make a little bit too aggressive attacks. Okay. Alright. You're blocking. 7 engrave. Feed the swarm. Okay, well. Pigeon blocks the big one. Opulent on you. And that's the turn. That's the block. I could? No, I can't do any further than this. This is fine. This lets 3 through. It keeps a blocker for them, which is a pain in the ass, but like, no option but to let them have that. So go to 4. We get a food. We still have a pretty sizable board. They have 6 mana and 3 cards. 1 blocker. Right now, if we all out, they would go to 2. Not lethal. But we would still do it because, like, they absolutely want to fly your team, huh? Uh-oh. 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 We've been working pretty hard to get around that, but, we gotta push. Yeah, so put him to 6. The best we can do is web sling, pick up the valet, replay the valet, have a flying blocker. This attacks everything against flying and we die. Which means we have to go out 7, 8, 9. By God, the pigeon's back up! Good game. Very good game. The getaway driver got there. That turned the corner. Like, we were trying so hard to turn the corner on them. We got them down to 6. This was a fun deck. This deck was quite a blast to play. I'm glad we got to do our thing in the very first game, and then we got to play, like, kind of normal games with the rest of it. We got to maximum magic with it, 3-2. We got to do pigeon crimes a lot. Eleni is an outrageous card. We have a lot of anthems. tricks. We didn't get to do Bloomborough Moment 37, but, like, it's still fun. Anyway. Waiting for the villainous wrath, just kill us. Like, yeah, nice 7 creatures drunk. That ref counted. That ref has principles, damn it. That's our first shock. Okay. Path to Exile is on the bonus sheet in this set. Just, you know, be aware of that one. Could happen. And opponent had like 1 white mana. It's like, well, what could they have? Welcome back, Durantusk. A lot of 2s. Anyway. But yeah, that's going to be it for today. I hope you had a fun time with this. Gonna probably get some more of this in next week on the regular. Or maybe see if Final Fantasy threatens to go away, we'll hit Final Fantasy up. But at least been having a good time with this. Yeah, we didn't cast a lot of red or black spells. So anyway, thank you all for joining. Hope you had a fun time. Yeah, fun drafting. Glad you're here. If you want to catch more, you can always follow. See when you're live. 7 Central weekdays. It's got the normal schedule for what's going on. Dragon Quest 7 is nearing the end. Yakuza 7 is nearing the end. Trails is not. But yeah, so, but if you want to catch those, those are a great time too. But yeah, follow, subscribe, just be here having a fun time. So, anyway. Thank you all for joining. Have a good night, everybody.